Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? So, I went to my local mall here today, and I just literally took the whole day from like 12 o'clock to like 8 o'clock, walking around the mall and asking perfect strangers, but Canadians and people that are in Canada, not all of them were Canadians, what do they think about being Canadian? When you see the flag, when you wake up every morning with the title of being Canadian, what does that mean to you? And truly, most people said freedom, love, sharing, unity. What was the other one? The big one was multiculturalism. That was the big word. And so I wanted to dive deeper into what do they mean about multiculturalism? And is it the best way to run or build or create a ever-growing culture for a specific country, meaning Canada? And when we got down to the bare bones of it, nobody wanted multiculturalism. When we really talked about it, no Canadian and no immigrant to Canada said wholeheartedly, yes, multiculturalism. Everybody said assimilation. Why? This is my philosophy, this is my opinion, and this is what they've told me, is because there's something special about being Canadian. And it is the openness, it is the diversity that we are as Canadians. But being so diverse, we're so loving and so accepting that if you aren't that, then you can't be Canadian. So we all agreed that in order to even accept that Canada is going to be the country that you should live in and raise your family, you should accept first and foremost that we speak English and or French. You must be able to speak the language so you can, communicate with us and you can get a job and an education and just be able to relate to people that you're going to be surrounded with. Another one is acceptance. We accept you for whatever religion, whatever belief, whatever creed, whatever your background is. We accept you. And for the most part, we're not going to force you to do too much of anything else but accept other people. And if you can't accept other people as a country, you can't be here. So in a way, our assimilation in Canada would be different than another country. Now, when we dived even deeper, we said we want harder regulations and restrictions in our country. We want people to have more barriers to entry, right? Like in our system, we have more of a merit-based system, meaning that if you are an academic, right, that you are an educated person, you have first dibs, if you will. You know what I mean? You've got first go at that walking through that great gate of Canada, right? That's good, right? But it can't be just that. That can't be the end all be all to be walk through our doors. You must want to make Canada great, if you will. You must want to see and accept the diversity that we have here. Now, everybody believed and everybody agreed that you should have to speak English. You should have to speak English or French, one of the two. And you should not put your culture, your background aside, but more understand where you are living, where you are, and what we accept. And that is, we accept you. We love you as Canadians. And when you meet somebody on the street, in the workplace, on the trains, the buses, the planes, whatever it is, you hold that same thing. Why you came, you accept them as well. I'm Christian, and we got Muslim brothers, we got Rastafari people, we've got Jews, we got people that don't even believe in God altogether. But yet we accept you as Canadian, and that doesn't change the way we look at you. And so that is what it is to be Canadian. And that's what we'll fight for, I think that's probably the most noble thing possible. Even not agreeing with somebody, still accepting their ability and their right to have that in which they hold dear to themselves, Man, today just lighted a fire beneath my ass. It provoked me. Some conversations made me think. Some conversations I didn't like. Some conversations were just plain weird. But at the end of the day, we all said Canada was the best country to live in. Why? Because we simply accept you. Simply accept you. And we expect. We don't expect, we demand. We demand that if you come into this country, that you do the same thing. That you see somebody else. You see somebody else's culture. You see somebody else's belief system and say, you know what? I may not agree with you. And because we're Canadians, we're going to say sorry. But I may not agree with you. But I'm okay with you doing what you want to do. You know what I mean? So it was such an empowering day. It was such a moving day. It was really a day that I could truly say that I'm truly proud to be Canadian. Because when it comes down to it, when all the dust settles, we say, as long as you look at that flag and say Canada is my home, we accept you just the way you are.